exploring, fun, wildlife, and so much more. With everything it has to offer, this place guarantees you a vacation like no other. Welcome to the Western Caribbean. Hello guys, and welcome to the fourth entry of our Caribbean series. If you want to see the whole series, you can click on the card above. As the Eastern Caribbean gives you a more relaxing experience, the Western Caribbean is gonna give you completely the opposite. It has of course some islands that are mostly all about relaxing in the beach, but its main destinations offer more than just sand and sun, which is also why we don't recommend these itineraries if you are traveling in a little bit of a budget. For most of the cool things that you can do in the Western Caribbean, you're gonna need either an organized tour or some kind of transportation, so this can make it a little bit more expensive. Now you could only go for the beaches, but the main difference between the Eastern and the Western Caribbean is that if in the Eastern Caribbean you do decide to just stay by the beach, you are not really missing a lot. But in the Western Caribbean, if you decide to just stay by the beach, you might be missing something like, I don't know, one of the 8 wonders of the modern world. So if you choose the Western Caribbean as your holiday destination, be prepared for a lot of sunblock, many bottles of water, and thousands of photos. There are many islands in the Western Caribbean, so to keep it sweet, short and interesting, we chose our 4 favorite islands in the area. And because it involves a little bit more information than just walking out of your hotel and start exploring, we decided to separate the 4 islands into videos, starting with
Cozumel, Mexico.
The island of Cozumel has powder white beaches and crystal clear waters. But there is so much more to Cozumel. It's not only what the island itself can offer, but also what you can do from the island. Now let's start with the town within the island, the town of San Miguel. The town of San Miguel is a perfect town for shopping and sightseeing. They also have lots of culinary tours if you're interested in food. Don't forget that Mexican gastronomy has attained the intangible cultural heritage of humanity by UNESCO. And for us, when you visit a place, the food is as important as the views. Now, remember that taxis have fixed rates, and they are legally obligated to show them to you if you ask for them. If your plan has always been to explore the amazing things that my beautiful Mexican country has to offer, but for some reason you've never actually had the chance, in Cozumel there is a place called Mexico Park. It is close to the town and it has lots of miniature models of the most popular attractions in the entire country. But the most amazing thing is the detail with which they have been built. So you are looking at them in a small scale, but that's how they actually look. Mexico, of course, wouldn't be Mexico without our ancient Mayan ruins. And you can find some in the island called San Gervasio ruins. These ruins are more humble than the famously known ruins in Chichen Itza, but that doesn't mean they are not impressive. They were also important in Mayan history, and they date from the year 600 AD. And now it's time for us to take the ferry out of the island and head into one of our most favorite places in the entire world, Playa del Carmen. Why? Because we just adore this place and everything in it. It has so much to offer and there are so many things that you can do from it that it actually deserves a video on its own, which we're actually going to do. It's gonna be right after the Western Caribbean videos, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you know when it's up. Playa del Carmen is a very beautiful and famous coastal town in Mexico. The ferry to cross from Cozumel costs around $8 for adults and it takes about 40 minutes to cross. If you are visiting Cozumel by cruise ship, it is still doable to cross to Playa del Carmen. You just need to wake up very early to have time to cross to the mainland, actually enjoy the place and then have time to come back to get the ship. Now when you visit Cozumel, you might have the chance to visit one of the 8 wonders of the modern world, Chichen Itza. There are other two very famous archaeological sites nearby as well. One is Koba and the other one is Tulum. If you're visiting by cruise ship, you might find tours in the ships to go to these places. Doing it by yourself might be a bit tricky because Chichen Itza is 2 hours away from Playa del Carmen and Tulum and Koba are an hour and a half away. Remember, you also need to consider ferry time. So try to do them always with an organized ship tour to make sure you come back on time. If you do visit one of these sites, remember it is going to be a whole day tour and it's also going to be very hot. So don't forget to take a lot of sunblock with you, bottles of water, and also preferably a hat. If you're going to be visiting by cruise and you actually want to go to Chichen Itza specifically, make sure you take a look at ships that visit a place called Puerto Progreso. Unfortunately, we have never actually been in Puerto Progreso, so we can't really talk about what's around there, but Puerto Progreso is close to Chichen Itza, so you will for sure have a tour in the ship that takes you there. Mexico has also some of the most incredible natural parks in the world, where you can spend the whole day and have lots of fun. Chancana Park is within the island of Cozumel, and on the mainland you can visit Xcaret, Explore, or Xel-Ha. Remember, these are whole day experiences and all the links will be in the description below. Now, the last amazing thing that you can do if you're visiting Cozumel is taking the ferry and crossing to the mainland to go and visit cenotes. Cenotes are basically beautiful sinkholes with groundwater where you can swim. Mayans actually believed that cenotes were the entrance to the underworld. There are hundreds and hundreds of cenotes around Playa del Carmen that you can visit. We will leave a link in the description below so you can find out more about these magical places.
Grand Cayman.
Grand Cayman is the largest of the famous Cayman Islands and also home for the territory's capital, Georgetown. Georgetown is a pretty town, but there is not really a lot to do in it. The magic of Grand Cayman comes from its natural beauties. And we're not just talking about its beaches. First, we're going to start with what you can do inland. The island's newest attraction, the Cayman Crystal Caves. It is basically like stepping into another world. When you visit the caves, you will also visit the tropical forest under which the caves formed. Pirates used to use these caves to hide treasures and also to find shelter. Legend has it that there are still some pirate treasures hidden somewhere in the caves. The tour around the caves won't take you a lot of time, it's around an hour and a half. Now, still in the island, but this time a little bit further out in the coast, you can experience swimming with dolphins. It is one of the favorite activities among the visitors to the island, and personally, we can tell you it's an experience that will stay with you forever. And you can purchase your photo to remember the experience. 95% of the time, the photos are actually really good. But I was stuck in that 5%, so in my photo it looks more like I'm being dragged by a rope because my photographer missed my dolphin completely. This experience is only 30 minutes away from Georgetown and the taxi ride is about $20. Or if you prefer and you have time, you can take a bus which charges a rate of around $2 per person. Now, we know that maybe some of you will be worried about these activities with the dolphins harming the animals. But this place is not a circus. In this place there are actual marine mammal specialists. Down in the description we're gonna leave the link as well for the site so you can learn more about them. And finally, a mile off from the shore of the island, you can find Stingray City. Stingray City is a series of shallow sandbars where stingrays are found in abundance. There are many different companies that make tours to Stingray City so you can swim and interact with these fantastic animals. There are two different sandbars. One is very shallow. This is the one that we visited and the one that you can see in the videos where you can walk around the stingrays. The other one is deeper and in it you can dive with them. There has been some concern about this interaction with the animals, mainly because most of the companies that used to visit the site used squid meat to attract the animals and this ended up in overfeeding them. Nowadays, most companies are using healthy stingray food to avoid this. So when you book your tour, make sure that they are using this healthy food and not squid meat to attract the animals. Also, some companies will try to enhance the stingray experience by holding them so you can take a selfie or give them a kiss. We do not promote this kind of activity. Swimming around the stingrays and interacting with them in the water, it's already a fantastic experience, and taking a selfie with them or giving them a kiss is not going to make it better. The stingrays in this place are friendly. They will swim around you and maybe approach you by themselves, but forcing them to have more interaction than this can actually damage the animal. So do not promote the selfie practice. We will leave the link for the website in the description below, where you can see different companies that do the tours to Stingray City, and you can also learn a little bit more about each one of them. The tours go between $30 and $50 per person, and it is here when we're gonna finish the first video of our 4 favorite islands of the Western Caribbean. Remember to always stay safe and wear a mask if it's required by the authorities in your country. Don't forget to like this video and also subscribe to our channel. We will see you in the next one, and have a fantastic week.